This is WWF's UK Restoration Series. Stories to empower and inspire from the people who are restoring British meadows, rivers, uplands and oceans to help bring our world back to life. In this episode, we're heading out to West Wales to meet the people who are driving forward nature-based solutions for ocean recovery. There are meadows of seagrass and forests of kelp in the ocean. Seagrass is like a grass on land that has evolved to grow in salt water, and kelp is a seaweed that grows into huge underwater forests. They are vital refuges for so much marine life, and the ocean's health depends on the restoration of these habitats. Our first stop is to meet the team who are bringing back our seagrass meadows. So, how do you restore a meadow in the ocean? It's not easy. First, you need seeds, which have to be hand-picked from the few patches of seagrass we have left. This is a truly painstaking labour of love involving a lot of time in very cold water. Then, the grass heads are taken back to the lab.
What we've got here is a seagrass seed, and you can see it's really kind of stuck in there. And we want to collect millions of these seagrass seeds.
Definitely got your work cut out. Next, you need to get the seeds out of the grass heads, which do not give them up easily. They go from one tank where the grass is rotted down for weeks.
That was a bit of a splash.
Yeah, thank you for that. To another tank where the grass is swirled around for hours and hours. Then to yet another tank where it gets really fiddly and the seeds start to appear.
Our job for a couple of hours every day is to sort through the rest of the material and make sure that the leaves are separated.
I do not envy you though, I must say. So when you're here doing this, do you kind of remember like why you do it?
Being able to actually do something that you can see the results from it's just very comforting.
It's nice for me to go to bed at night knowing that I'm doing as much as I can.
It's emotional. So each one of these seeds is going to restore seagrass meadows around the UK.
Wow, after all that, these seeds feel like precious gems. Some of them are headed to the seagrass nursery down the coast, where the team are innovating ways to grow their own seeds without having to take seed from wild meadows.
6 months ago, this place was a car park. To see it go from bare ground, absolutely nothing, to these seedlings and this potential, it's incredible. Can we grow seagrass in a nursery setting? That is like the biggest question. We don't know. People haven't done it before. What's the best water temperature to keep them at? How much light do they need? Do they need fertiliser, just like in your garden?
I'm going to name this one Sarah. Off you go, my darling. Go be free.
The big vision is to see the seagrass seeds taken from the ones that we've planted today, planted back into the seabed, and to see them grow into beautiful seagrass meadows, to see them teeming with life, protecting our coasts and being a nursery site for the fish that we like to eat. Those all grow up in seagrass meadows. It's so important to me that we have healthy oceans in the future.
The rest of the seeds that were sorted in the lab will be taken to the replanting site, where we'll catch up with them later in the story. Meanwhile, we're heading to the far west of Wales to meet the people of Carramore, who have taken the potential of a seaweed called kelp and really run with it. They have created a regenerative ocean farm, supporting biodiversity and at the same time developing a sustainable future business.
You look over into the Ramsey Sound, you see these buoys floating out on top of the water. Between these buoys will be these headlines that the kelp is growing off of. And then you'll have lantern nets that's hanging off of them, which has the shellfish on shelves. Kelp, oysters, mussels, and scallops. They work really well together. One species' waste becomes another species' food.
Okay, I can't avoid this any longer. I have to go out on a boat to see what this ocean farm is all about. Luckily, I have Meg, one of the founders of Carramore, to hold my hand.
We have a few kilos of sugar kelp to harvest and we'll send it up to a restaurant in London. With the conditions, it makes it a bit more exciting. Eating this is incredible because it's just so delicate and so thin.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah? A bit better?
Yeah.
I managed to get a bit of seaweed on your face.
I heard you could use these for cosmetics. So I'll just give it
Yeah, nice. In terms of nutrition, it's unbelievable. There's vitamins and minerals, there's iron and iodine, there's protein. It's just such a fantastic food source, and we can grow it here, which is amazing. This farm obviously requires no land because it's in the sea. It requires no fresh water, which is unheard of when it comes to farming. And we don't feed the seaweed, we don't feed the shellfish. It's great. It's lazy farming. I'm so happy you had your first time on a boat. Got your sea legs.
Yeah. I've graduated. Yeah. I like that.
So we want to lay it out so there's nice space between the sugar kelp, and then it just dries really well.
Some kelp is sold fresh. Most of it is dried to make seasonings and other foods. As well as the food, François showed me some insane things that people are making from their kelp.
Okay, so I have to make a bit of a confession.
Go on.
I don't think I like seaweed, literally.
There's so many different applications you can do with seaweed. Now this bit is what gets me really excited.
Okay.
This plant pot is 95% seaweed. So
It feels and looks like plastic.
yeah, this is 3D printed seaweed and it's really solid. This liner that goes into these takeaway food boxes, right, is fully biodegradable because it's made from seaweed.
My mind's blown.
Good.
I don't really know what else to say.
you, yeah.
Yeah?
It's so exciting to imagine that we could replace single-use plastics with seaweed-based plastic.
If we could have more of these farms up and down the coasts, you know, can you imagine the amount that we can produce that not just helps the environment, but also creates all these other awesome products?
I'm not gonna lie, I was not into the idea of eating seaweed, even though I know it's damn good for me. But I've heard that the Caramore chef will change my mind.
Oh, these are gorge. I'm just...
You happy with that?
Yeah, just about. Well, they're all in.
We're off. Let's do it. Tara puts seaweed in everything, even cake. Kind of a sweet and salty vibe that really works. Seaweed is something that is so versatile and can be used in anything.
Yeah, for every meal.
Yeah, for every meal. Okay, let's challenge accepted. Let's see how we get on.
I think you will like this. This has been really popular. Experimenting, yes, with different kinds of seaweed. Right, so one of those and one of those, just on the top there. That's it.
It feels like there's actually a real appetite, excuse the pun, for seaweed in our lives. It is a wonder plant. There are so many things that you can do with it and so many things that you can make with it, from plastic to cosmetics to interiors to putting it in your food. It kind of like the possibilities are endless, and it's literally just growing right there. So the next time that you see some of this stuff just chilling on the beach, I'm not saying get up and close and personal with it and touch it, but I'm definitely saying show it a bit of respect, because I think it's gonna do great things. Okay, so I am a changed woman. I now eat seaweed. The incredible Caramore team are bossing it, driving ahead sustainable business, creating jobs in their community, and finding solutions to help restore the ocean's health. So what about that precious batch of seagrass seeds that were on their way to make the seagrass meadows of the future? They are packed into Hessian bags, loaded into a boat, and taken out to the replanting site. Here, they are dropped into the water where they'll settle to the bottom and put down their roots. So far, success rates are looking good.
You know, every time we see a shoot come up, it just makes me feel whole.
I already feel like a different person. Seeing these jobs being created, mine included, my job is no longer in any way contributing to something negative.
I've got two little ones. I want to teach them that we are responsible for improving our environment.
This journey through the UK, seeing wildflower meadows returning, visiting restored rivers and uplands, and discovering the immense potential for sustainable foods and products from the ocean has been such a rush. I feel so privileged to be able to meet the people who are working with nature's power to regenerate our land and water, finding ways of producing food that doesn't cause damage to the natural systems that our lives depend on, and at the same time, creating sustainable jobs for the future. Their dedication and positivity is empowering and infectious. They are bringing our world back to life. Big up.